Hey there, good afternoon everybody. I'm back. Oh man. Had a wild time. Let's see about this chair here. Hello there, Frank. Hello, Colin. Franklin's here. Hello, Colin and Franklin and Frank. And Franklin's got an update for us. 1872. Today's game is the White Sox at the Angels. A few things to unpack today, so let's get into it. I see in Frank's pre-play, Angels squeaked one out, 3-2. The Angels have won 6 straight games, and they're climbing up the standings. They're in 6th place now, just a half game back at Detroit for 5th place, 11.5 behind the Orioles. At 24 and 27, the White Sox have dropped 2 straight, both to the Angels. This is the third of the 3-game set, with the Angels winning the first 2. And Jack LeMay will come out of the pen and make his 3rd start of the season for the White Sox. Lefty George Brunette on the hill for the Angels. Sorry about yesterday. I can tell you I could go on for a long time about this, but anyway. Wednesday I had to evacuate for the flea spray, so I thought, well, I'll take Mookie instead of just driving around. We'll go down to Tri-Cities, a couple hours from here. Get some good Mexican food in Pasco. Then I got down there and thought, you know what, I'm only a couple of hours from Cascade Locks. I could go down there and go to that drive-thru, get some food there, and get one of those amazing ice cream cones. So we're driving, having a good time. I get to the Dalles. On the freeways, they shut down the I-84. Yeah, closed the freeway because of 3 fires that broke out that day. So then I thought I'd outsmart them and cross the bridge back to the Washington side and go down State Road 14. That was also closed at a certain point because of another fire that broke out on the Washington side. There's at least 3 fires in play here. The big one, of course, was on the Oregon side. You can check this out on the news if you want, or you Google it, whatever. Anyway, so now I'm completely jammed into traffic because everybody's been forced off of the freeway. I wasn't going anywhere in either direction. Ended up at the Motel 6 in Troutdale about 8 p.m. Yesterday drove back. So all in all, a little more than I bargained for there. Mookie, however, had a splendid time. So let's focus on the bright spot there. Coming back, I went around the whole thing. I wasn't messing around. I went up the 97 north through Yakima and Ellensburg, hit the I-90, came back that way. It's further, but no interruptions. There was some congestion at the Vantage Bridge where they've still got it 2 lanes closed due to repair, but that wasn't terrible. 2 seasons up here, winter and road construction. Okay, to this game, LeMay, as I mentioned, his 3rd start. He's made 6 relief appearances. He's 2-2 with a 3.57, just 22 2/3 innings of work. George Brunette Let's check his numbers. He's 3-2 with a 4.14, 6 starts, 9 relief appearances. He does have a save and 50 innings of work. Judging by the 32 starts on his card in real life, I would say his days of coming out of the pen are pretty much over. Oh, we might see him again out of the pen, but if he's in the regular rotation, we won't. All right. Here is the White Sox lineup. Ken Berry leads it off in left field. Don Buford at third base. Tommy Agee in center field bats third. Bill Skowron is the first baseman. Floyd Robinson will be in right field. Lee Elia, the shortstop, moving up to the 6th spot in the order. J.C. Martin will catch the game, and Al Weiss at second. LeMahieu, of course, hits 9th. So let's get them set up here, and we'll get ready to roll here on a happy hour Friday. I almost forgot about that. I'm not quite sure what day it is, but yes, it is Friday. And we've got, oh, I had to refresh. I missed a bunch of stuff. Al's here, David's here, Bob's here, Ben's here. Oh yeah, I'm fine. It just took a lot longer. I started off on a short road trip and ended up on an adventure, that's all. Yeah, fires and wind, and it was windy down there too. I should have stuck with my original plan. Just gone down to Pasco and back, or at the very least, once I realized that things were getting weird, I should have just stayed at the Dalles. Okay, let's play ball. Ken Berry leads the club in hitting, although not enough at-bats to qualify. A .347 average in 72 at-bats, 1 homer, 10 RBIs. The left-handed brunette goes into his windup, and here we go. It's a 1-8 lefty. He walks him. Leadoff walk to Ken Berry, and back in the saddle again, huh? I always feel a bit rusty after a day off, but especially after 2. Let's check the battery now. Berry, a star 15 stealer. Burnett a 0 hold. Rogers with an excellent -2 arm, so that would make Berry a 13. Knowing how these White Sox love to run, they're not going to hand it to him. They're going to hold him on at 11. That'll bring up the switch hitting Don Buford. Buford at .249, 4 home runs, his 27 RBIs, tied with Floyd Robinson for the team lead. Batting right-handed against Brunette. Here's the pitch from the stretch. That's going to be a 4-6 righty, and he walks him. Back-to-back walks to open the first. So Brunette struggling with his control early in the early going here. Yeah, I hear that, David. Here's Agee now. Agee at .257, 4 homers, 22 RBIs. Burnett checks the runner. Here's the pitch to Agee. It's a 6-8 right-handed. Single on a 1. That's going to be a liner to short. Caught by Fregosi. Well, that's a big out for Burnett, even though we're only in the first inning. And here's Skowron. Bill Skowron hitting .255, 4 homers, 10 RBIs. Brunette checks the runners. Here's the pitch on a 5-10 right-handed. It's a grounder to short X. That could be 2. That's Fregosi. 2E36. Here's the play. On a 4, he's got it, but his only play is to first, and both runners will advance. A little slow roller. Fregosi had to charge it. That's going to go 6-3-XC, and both runners move up. So second and third, 2 away. And here's Floyd Robinson, who again shares team RBI lead with Buford. Robinson, 27 RBIs, hitting .290 now, 4 home runs. Burnett checks the runners, left on left. The pitch is a 3-3 lefty. Foul ball right side. Seaburn over by the railing and puts it away. And Brunette pitches around the back-to-back walks. No runs, no hits, 2 left on. After a half an inning of play, it's Chicago 0, California coming to bat. Oh, Frank, I don't drive after dark either. That was another reason why I ended up in Troutdale. It got to a certain point where the traffic wasn't moving. I knew I was spending the night somewhere. Here's the lineup for the Angels today. It'll be Jose Cardinal leading off in center field. Ed Kirkpatrick is in left. Sorry, he's in right. Excuse me. Ed Kirkpatrick in right field. Rick Reichard is in left. Norm Seaburn at first base in the cleanup spot. Jim Fregosi at short. Bobby Knopf, the second baseman, bats 6th. Bob Rogers, the catcher. And Paul Schall at third base, with Brunette, the pitcher, hitting 9th. And an update. Oh man, Ben, I tell you what, I feel for you. Hello, Joel Harlan. No, I'm not either familiar with that. I am familiar, however, with the Cadwallader character from the Twilight Zone. We've discussed that before. Most of you probably remember that. Here's Cardinal to lead it off against Jack LeMahieu. Cardinal hitting .247, 6 home runs, 24 RBIs. LeMahieu gets the sign from Martin. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a 4-7 righty. It's a grounder to first base, single to 2. And it's played by Skowron, who flips it to LeMahieu for the out. 1 down, and here's Kirkpatrick now. Kirkpatrick still trying to get it going. Just 17 for 89. That's a 191 average. He does have 4 home runs. LeMahieu into the windup. Here's the pitch now. It's a 3-8 right-handed, and he walks him. 1 out walk to Kirkpatrick. Let's check the White Sox battery. LeMahieu is 0 hold. Martin is 0 arm. So Kirkpatrick will be held at 13. Yes, there's Dan Porton. Yep, that's the one, Dan. That was old, oh God, what's his name now? I can't think of it. Reichardt's batting .316, 15 home runs to lead the club and 33 RBIs, which ties him with Fregosi for the team lead. LeMabe checks the runner now from the stretch. That's going to be with the runner held. That's a 6-11 right-handed. He lifts it to center field, playable for A.G., who's right there to put it away. Kirkpatrick held at 13. With 2 out and Seaburn at the plate, we may try something here. Seaburn hitting .235, just 1 homer, 10 RBIs. Kirkpatrick's going to try for the lead. 2 through 6, 12. 5, he's got it. 1 to 13, there he goes. Martin's throw down, he's just in there under the tag. Stolen base, Kirkpatrick. For Kirkpatrick, that's his 6th steal of the year. And now with a runner in scoring position, here comes the next pitch to Seaburn. That's a 2-11 grounder down to first. Skowron will take it himself, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, a man left. We're scoreless after 1 inning, just getting going here on a happy hour Friday. Sebastian Cabot was the one guy, but the other guy was something West or Webb or... Sebastian Cabot was Cadwallader. Who was the guy who was in prison? The hypochondriac. David, oh man, it's right on the tip of my tongue. Thomas Gomez is actually correct. Yes, Cabot was, yep. When the gangster gets shot and thinks he's in heaven and he's actually in hell. David Wayne. Thank you, Dan. That's who I was trying to think of. That's right, Al. Yeah. Oh, my God. I tell you, we could go on all day about the Twilight Zone. What a great show. I still watch those when they come on the reruns. On, it's on one of the holidays where they have the marathon. It might be the New Year's Eve, I don't remember. And here's Brunette ready to work the second. Lee Elia will start it off. Elia 14 for 46, average still over 300 at 304. Brunette into the windup now. The pitch to Elia is a 110 lefty. He lifts it into right field, playable for Kirkpatrick, and he makes the grab for the first out. Here's J.C. Martin now, the left-handed hitting catcher. 250 on the season, 1 home run, just 2 RBIs. The left-hander winds and deals. It's a 6-8 lefty, and that's a base hit into right field. First hit of the game, and it's J.C. Martin who delivers it. Martin, like most catchers, no threat to run. And here's the second baseman, Al Weiss. Switch hitter, hitting right-handed. Weiss at 218, no home runs. A bunter, but the pitcher's up next. Here's the pitch. It's a 3-7 lefty. Grounder to short. That's for Gossi. He goes to Knopf for 1. To Seaburn, double play. So 6-4-3 ends the inning. No runs, 1 hit, and nobody left. Exactly, Al. That's my sentiments exactly. Especially since I'm a holiday hater. I try not to celebrate them. I try to let them go by and pretend they don't exist. Bottom of the second, Jim Fregosi will start it off for California. Fregosi hitting .325 now. 6 home runs, 33 RBIs. LeMahieu into the windup. Pitch to Fergosi's a 6'5" righty. It's a hard smash to third. Buford gloves it and throws him out. That'll bring up Knopp. Knopp at .222 on the year. 3 homers, 21 RBIs. 9 triples for Knopp. I believe that leads the majors, so that would give him 16 extra base hits in total. LeMahieu's pitch on a 5'9" righty is a grounder to shortstop X. That's Elia. A 3E40 into the hole goes Elia on a 14. He's there. Long throw in time. 6-3X, 2 down, and here's Rogers. Rogers, the switch hitting catcher, at .205 on the year. Finally has his average over 200. 2 homers, 16 RBIs, batting right-handed. Sorry, batting left-handed against LeMahieu, excuse me. LeMahieu's pitch is a 5'9", left-handed, grounder to short X. Elia will be tested yet again. It's a 3E40. And here's the play on a 5. He makes a fine diving stop to his feet and throws him out. Excellent play there by Elia, robbing Rogers of a potential base hit. So a grounder to third and 2 X chances to short, and we are scoreless through 2. Exactly, Ben. And I may have finally got my internet situation straightened out with AT&T, speaking of that. I took it down to the store, and the guy there, he messed around with my phone. He said some of my settings were kind of wonky, so he set it. Or reset it, I should say. And the router modem has been strong since I moved it. We'll see how it goes. One day at a time. LeMahieu, the pitcher, will lead it off. He's a right-handed hitter, 1W. Brunette's pitch on a 112, he pops him up right side. Knopp will take it. 1 down. Here's Ken Berry. Berry walked to lead off the game. Was stranded. Brunette with the windup. It's a 6'5" righty to Berry. Swung on and missed, strike 3. First strikeout of the game for either team. And here's Buford with 2 down. Buford also walked in the first. Batting right-handed, Burnett into the windup. It's a 4-5 righty. Fly to right field playable for Kirkpatrick. And that'll do it. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Brunette, and we are still scoreless. Welcome into Scott Johnson. Moving to the bottom of the third, Paul Shaw will lead it off for the Angels. Shaw hitting .247, 4 homers, 13 RBIs, 38 for 154, but Shaw among the league leaders in walks with 35, so he gets on base. Brunette's pitch is a 1-7 left-handed. That's a high fly ball to center field. Cardinal going back. Double to 4, and it's flagged down by Cardinal in center. He just missed it. Shaw narrowly missing a double. And here's Brunette, right-handed batter, one but with end power. Brunette's pitch on a 4-11. That's going to be a base hit into right field, and Brunette has the Angels' first hit. How about that? That'll bring up Cardinal 0 for 1. Brunette getting a sign now. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a 6-8 right-handed. It's a liner to short, single on a 1. Caught by Fregosi. Sorry. Caught by Elia. What the hell is going on here? I'm batting against the wrong pitcher. I'm terribly sorry. Okay, now I'm going to have to go into replay mode. That should have been a 1-7 right-handed. Oh, I really messed this up. Bottom of the third, should have been LeMahieu pitching. All right, hang on. Shaw with a 1-7 righty, double to 9. That's a double for Shaw, first of all. The pitcher with a 4-11 is a fly to left field X. That's going to require another roll, so that will negate Cardinal's roll. So it's a fly to right field X for the pitcher. That's Kirkpatrick, a 3-E2. On a 6, that's going to be a 2-star single. The run will score. That's an RBI single. And that brings us up to speed. Cardinal will bat a fresh at bat for Cardinal. A double by Shaw, an RBI single by Brunette. LeMahieu's pitch to Cardinal. The 1-10 right-handed, fly to right field, playable. Robinson is there, and that's the first out. That'll bring up Kirkpatrick now. Watkins stole second in the first. There's a 2-9 right-handed, struck him out. Kirkpatrick rung up by home plate umpire Nestor Shylock, and the batter will be Reichard. LeMahieu checks the runner at first. The pitch to Reichard on a 1-6. That's going to be banged into left center. Over to cut it off is Barry. Triple to 7. It is a triple for Rick Reichard, and it's 2-0. RBI triple. Brunette scores from first. And it is 2-0. And here's Seaburn, runner at third, 2 down. LeMay checks the runner. Here's the pitch to Seaburn on a 5-11 left-handed. Base hit up the middle, and it's 3-0. Fourth hit of the inning off of LeMay. Reichart comes in to score. And the Angels jump all over Jack LeMay here in the third. Here's Jim Fregosi now. LeMay into the windup. The pitch to Fregosi's a 5-4 right hand. It's a fly to center field X. That's the Gold Glover, Agee. 1E8. Agee ranging to his left. On his horse, on a 9. E-range, 9. On an E8, he makes the running catch for the out. Fine play by Agee to retire the side. 3 runs in for California on 4 hits, and they leave a man. We played 3. It is 3-0. Let me refresh this. Brunette pitching to Brunette. My apologies. I don't know where I'm at today. I'm still road lagged, I guess. Here's Brunette on the mound. Let's make sure he's supposed to be on the mound. He is. Thank you, Bob. Wow, yeah, we're getting close to 500. I don't know about a special celebration, but what did you have in mind? Heart of the order for the White Sox on the 4th. They trail by 3. Brunette gets the sign. Lined up the pitch to Agee's a 1-6 lefty, and he hard ground ball up the middle. It's into center field for a single. Leadoff single for Agee, who has blazing speed. -2 battery, 15. He'll be held at 13. And here's Skowron. Were they not trailing by 3, I'd be tempted to push it and have him attempt the steal here. But Skowron's going to hit away. Brunette, throw to first, Agee back to the bag. Now comes set. The pitch to Skowron. It's going to be a 5-5 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. Second strikeout for Brunette. And here's the right fielder, Floyd Robinson. Left on left. Brunette comes in with a 6-7 lefty, a liner to second, single to 2. And that's going to be caught by Knopp. And it'll be up to Lee Elia. Flew to right in the second. Brunette checks the runner. Comes to the plate. 4-10 right-handed. That's going to be a fly to center playable. Cardinal is right there, and that's the inning. No runs, a hit, 1 left. 4 scoreless for George Brunette. It's 3-0 Angels. Song and dance. Well, you've got the wrong guy, Bob. I'm no good at either. Okay, bottom of the 4th. LeMay on the mound. JC. I'm doing it again. I can't seem to get straight who's home and away today for some reason. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. Well, hell, David, I'd pay to see that. Where do I sign up? Here's Knopf. LeMabe into the windup. Pitch to Bobby's a 111 right-handed. It's a high fly ball to deep left field. Going back is Barry at the track, at the wall. It's gone. Home run Knopf, and it is 4-0. On a 111 right-handed, 1-13 homer, he rolled the 6, and for Bobby Knopf, his 4th home run of the season. And that's going to get some action going in the Chicago pen. Let me check on their usage here. That's kind of what I thought. Bruce Howard, a right-hander, begins to toss. 4-0 Angels. Now here's Rogers. LeMabe into the windup. That's going to be a 1-6 right-handed. Single to 9. It's a liner towards second. And through into right field for a hit. Sixth hit of the ball game for California. And that's going to send J.C. Martin out to the mound. Trying to settle LeMabe down. Howard getting ready in a hurry now. And here's Shaw, pitcher spot to follow. Paul Shaw doubled and scored in third. LeMabe checks the runner. Pitch to Shaw is a 1-7. That's a fly ball to center and deep. Going back is Agee. Double to 9. That is going to be caught by Tommy Agee. Nice running catch. He had to go back a ways to haul that one in. Brunette, a D bunter, but a terrible hitter. Up 4-0, heck with it. He's going to swing away. He does have end power. On the other hand, there's no chance of hitting a home run. He's going to square to bunt as a D. It's a 6D, and that's good enough to advance the runner. So Brunette gets the bunt down. Rogers takes second, and he'll be in scoring position with 2 down for Jose Cardinal. LeMabe trying to get out of this inning now. The pitch to Cardinal is a 1-8 right-handed. Little comebacker. LeMabe has it, throws it over to Scourin, and that'll do it. Angels get another run, however, on the Knopf homer. After 4 innings of play, Angels lead at 4-0. I kind of remember the Stennett game, Frank. Didn't he have 6 hits that game or something like that? Or Dan brings up a good point too. Was it 7 hits? Something's definitely ringing a bell about Rennie Stennett. Perhaps someone can be kind enough to research that and let us all know. As we move to the 5th, it's the bottom third for the White Sox. Brunette pitching to Martin. That's going to be a 5-10 left-handed. It's a grounder to short X. That's Fregosi, 2E36. Fregosi into the hole. On a 12, it's the E range. It's a 7 on a 36. That smells like trouble, and it is. That's going to be an error on Fregosi. And Martin is aboard. First error of the game. Slow-footed Martin at first. Al Weiss steps to the plate. Switch hitter batting right-handed. Brunette from the stretch now on a 5-2. Weiss hits it fairly deep to left. Reichart backs up and takes it on the track. And we're going to bat for LeMahieu. That's it for LeMahieu. The White Sox really need a left-hander in their pen, I'll tell you that. They do not have one. So it's going to be Bruce Howard. He'll be the next pitcher. LeMahieu goes 4 today. 6 hits, 4 runs. Walked 1, did not strike out a single batter. This could be a good spot for Freeze. That's who it's going to be. Gene Freeze will bat for the pitcher. Freeze pinch hit in this game in real life. So it was 7 hits for Stennett. I vaguely remember that. 1975. Thank you, Joel, and thank you, Dan. Hello, Unmitigated. Welcome. Freeze hitting .235, 3 homers, 7 RBIs, 1 out, runner at first. Brunette from the stretch. That's going to be a 4-9 right-handed, and that is a hard-hit ball to left. Way back. Reichart at the track. At the wall, it's gone. Home run, Freeze. It's a pinch hit home run for Gene Freeze, and it's 4-2. On a 4-9 righty, 1-7, he has the power. Rolled the 5. For Gene Freeze, his 4th home run of the season. And suddenly, we got a ball game. And you're right, Franklin. Games like this do test your love of the game, for sure. Definitely not the most exciting matchup in the world. We'll try to make the most of it. Let me refresh here. I was back scrolling. Here's Barry. Brunette into the windup. The pitch to Ken Berry's a 1-3 lefty. Foul ball back of the plate. Rogers back and makes the catch. 2 down, and here's Buford. Buford 0 for 1 with a walk. Batting right-handed. The pitch from Brunette is a 3-9 lefty, and that's going to be banged into left field for a base hit. Triple on a 1. He's settled for the long single. And the speedy Buford aboard. 15 held at 13. And the batter, Tommy Agee. Agee 1 for 2. Brunette working out of the stretch. Pitch to Agee on a 5-8 righty. Grounder to short. It's Fregosi. Throws it over to Seaburn, and the side is retired. White Sox strike for 2 on 2 hits and leave a man. One unearned run as far as Brunette is concerned. Halfway through, it's a 4-2 game. As good time as any for some more coffee. And you guys know I need it. Although, in all honesty, I'm not sure it's helping today. Wasn't that the total bases record for Sean Green, Dan? I remember that game. What would that be? That's 19 total bases. Cleveland Baseball's here. Hello, and Bob Cole's here as well. I wasn't positive, but I would think it would have to be. And it's confirmed it is. 19 total bases. Single game record. I remember that game well. Okay, let's get LeMahieu out of there before I screw it up again. Here's Bruce Howard taking over in the 4th. Howard on the season has had a fine year so far. 3 starts, 5 relief appearances. He's 2-1. He has a shutout and a 2.63 earned run average. Kirkpatrick to lead it off for California. Left-hander standing in. Bruce Howard into the windup now. That's a 1-4 righty. Grounder down to first base. Skowron has it. Underhands to Howard covering, and there's 1 down. Yeah, I kind of think that's true, Frank. I think I am immune to it. But I sure miss it when I don't have it. Yesterday morning, in fact. No coffee in the Motel 6. I imagine there's probably some in the lobby, but I've had their coffee before. No thank you. So I had to get myself moving and get to the nearest coffee shop. Reichardt's 1 for 2 with a triple in this one. Howard into the windup. It's a 4-10 right-handed. He lifts it into center field X. That's Agee, the Gold Glover once again. 1E8. Agee on his horse now. On a 5, he makes a spectacular running catch to take a base hit away from Reichhardt. Oh my goodness, that's a web jam by Agee. What a catch. Tommy Agee flashing the leather. 2 down, and here's Seaburn. The pitch from Bruce Howard is a 3-7 righty. He lifts it to center. That's a can of corn for Agee. He barely has to move for that one. And it's a 1-2-3 5th for Bruce Howard. We're through 5. It's 4-2 Angels. Well, Dan, as long as we don't start having flashbacks, it'll be fine. Sixth inning of a 4-2 ball game. Plenty of time left for drama. Skowron, Robinson, and Elia due for the White Sox. Brunette gets the sign. By the way, this is Brunette's first endurance inning. He's a 6. Here's the windup and the pitch on a 4-7 righty. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Third K for Brunette. He's gotten Skowron twice. And here's Floyd Robinson. Brunette into the windup. Mr. Robinson's a 110 lefty. He lifts it to right field, playable for Kirkpatrick, who hauls it in. 2 away, and here's Lee Elia. You're right, Ben. Well, you can be choosers, but you got to go down the road, right? It's the worst. Burnett's pitch to Elia is a 110 left-handed fly to right field, playable for Kirkpatrick, and it's a 1-2-3 inning as Brunette settles down nicely in the 6th. I've had some hotel coffee that was actually very good, but it's few and far between, I'll say that. Second inning of work for Bruce Howard. It'll be Fregosi, Knopp, and Rogers. Fortunately, the room was cheap, Ben. I guess at the end of the day, it comes down to an old saying, which I'm a firm believer in, and that is, you get what you pay for. Fregosi 0 for 2 on the day. Howard gets the sign from Martin. Here's the pitch on a 4-5 right-handed. He pops him up on the left side. Elia will take it. 1 away, and here's Knopp. Knopp 1 for 2 with a home run in this one. Howard into the windup. 4-9 righty. That's going to be a single to 16. Liner towards second, and it's into right field for a base hit. Knopp 2 for 3. Rogers, the catcher, batting lefty against Howard. The pitch from the stretch. That's a 4-10 left-handed fly to center field X. That's going to be Agee again. Agee busy out there today. 1 E8. Ranging to his right on an 18. He's got it. And Tommy Agee putting on a show in center field today. And with 2 out, the batter will be Paul Schall. Schall's 1 for 2. Howard checks the runner. The pitch is a 2-10 right-handed grounder down to third. Buford has it. He goes the short way for the force, and the side is retired. No runs, a hit, 1 left. Through 6 complete, 4-2 Angels leading. I'll tell you, the room with tax and everything included, it was only $63. Considering all the crap I went through on Wednesday, that was probably the bright spot of the day. Bottom third of the order for the White Sox. 1 more at bat for Martin. Brunette's pitch on a 6-10 lefty. It's going to be a shallow fly to right field. Here comes Kirkpatrick. He's there. That's 3 plays in a row handled by the right fielder, Kirkpatrick. Weiss hitting right-handed. The pitch on a 6-9. That's a base hit. Double to 1. Sharply hit single into left field. And Weiss is aboard. We'll have a pinch hitter now for Howard. It'll be the tying run at the plate. Howard goes 2. He gave up 1 hit. No runs, no walks, no Ks. They've got, well, thinking about the White Sox, they've got 3 catchers on the bench, if you count Burgess. And with that in mind, John Romano is going to be the pinch hitter. Probably the best hitter they have on the bench, at least against left-handers. And there's action now in the California pen. Two righties, Lou Burdett and Bob Lee. Lou Burdett and Bob Lee warming in the pen. I haven't opened mine yet. I still have a little bit of the old bag left. I got another one of the old bag in the mail yesterday, or was that today? I got it today. I suppose it could have arrived yesterday. So in other words, I've got plenty of coffee. I have 3 unopened bags now. Let's check Romano's stats. He's hitting .235, 5 homers, 19 RBIs. Weiss takes his lead. 15 minus 2, 13. They're going to not hold him. If they're leading by just 1, I would, but leading by 2, they will not hold him. So Weiss, 1 to 13, has the lead if he wants to go. Romano's going to swing away, however. The pitch from the stretch on a 4-3 is a grounder to third B. Shaw has it. He goes to Canop for 1 to first, not in time. On a 5-4 force, Weiss is erased. Romano to first. And Ken Berry, the hitter. Burnett's pitch is a 2-11 left-handed. That's a base hit into center. Open single. Romano, the runner, very slow. 9-11 minus 2-7. They'll hold him up. Could have pinch run for Romano, but his run isn't the important one anyway. It's Berry at first carrying the tying run. And now one more hitter walk will fatigue Brunette as Buford, the switch hitter, comes to the plate. And switch hitter or not, here comes Rigney, and that's going to do it for Brunette. Let's see who they're going to call in. They had 2 guys warming. And they're going to bring in Bob Lee, and we'll look for the double switch. Shaw made the last out. We're going to double switch with Frank Malzone. Malzone into the 9 spot, Lee into the 8 spot. Romano at second, Barry at first, and here's Bob Lee. Lee has 8 of the team's 11 saves, 1-0 with a 2.05 ERA on the season across 30 2/3 innings of work. Buford will turn around and hit left-handed against Bob Lee. Two down. Here's Lee's pitch to Buford. It's going to be a 1-6 right-handed, and he walks him, and the bases are loaded for Tommy Agee. Here's Tommy Agee, who would go on to win the Rookie of the Year in this season in real life. 4-2 Angels in the 7th. White Sox threatening. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Tommy Agee at the plate. Lee into the full windup. The pitch to Agee on a 5-7. It's a grounder to short. Fregosi charges it, throws on the run in time. And Lee comes in and gets out of the jam. No runs, 2 hits, bases left loaded by the White Sox, and you've got to feel like that was their shot. Six 2/3 for Burnett, 6 hits. 2 runs, just 1 earned. Good game for Brunette. He did walk a few. He walked 3 and struck out 3. And the White Sox will turn to the knuckleballer, Hoyt Wilhelm. Wilhelm 0-1, 5 saves, and a microscopic 0.66 ERA in 14 innings of work. Malzone will lead it off for the Angels when we come back. But first, it's time to check in on Sleeping Cats Lying. There he is. Not much action for Mookie. But you know what? I was going through some of my videos. Okay. That's from Wednesday. Driving down the road with Mookie. He seems to be enjoying himself, doesn't he? Trying to get him to drink some water. Harry and Tonto. Oh, God, yes. A great movie. So what are you putting water on my nose for? I don't want any. I'm going to go in the back. And now, he's all tuckered out. Well, Frank, that's a valid point, I'd say. At least I don't get any back talk from Mookie. Well, at least not much. I have a halo on my head. Instantly reminds me of the song Halo by Porcupine Tree, of course, one of my favorite bands. Oh, I see what you're seeing now. You're picking up the ring light reflection on the TV screen. I like that, Ben. That's appropriate. Okay, bottom of the seventh. Here's Malzone. Just 5 for 30 on the year, a 167 average. Hoyt Wilhelm flutters in Muckler up there, and it's going to be a 6-3 righty fly to left field X. That's where Ken Berry's patrolling, a 1E3. Berry charging in on it now on a 17. He makes a nice running catch for the out. 7X, 1 down. And here's Cardinal. Jose 0 for 3 today. Wilhelm pitch. 4-3 righty, ground ball shortstop. Lee Elia has it and throws him out. Oh, on the roof of the car. Okay, so I wasn't seeing what you were seeing. Kirkpatrick 0 for 2 with a walk. Wilhelm flutters it in there on a 3-6 right-hander, and he pops him up right side. Skowron's got it. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Wilhelm. 7 innings in the books, and it is 4-2 Angels. Bob Lee most likely trying to be the last pitcher in for the Angels. If so, he would be going for his 9th save. Skowron, Robinson, and Elia do. Lee gets the sign from Rogers. Christian Moose is a 3-11 righty. Ground ball back to Lee. He's got it. Throws it over to Seaburn. Here's Floyd Robinson now. He's 0 for 3. The pitch from Lee. It's a 1-4 righty. A liner right into the glove of Knopp. Floyd hit it hard, but right at the second baseman. And here's the shortstop, Elia, also 0 for 3. Flew to right, flew to center, flew to right. Lee's pitch on a 1-7 righty is a single to 18, liner towards third, and it's through into left field for a 2-out single. Tying run once again will come to the plate. It's most likely not going to be Martin. Although, you know what, it just might be. Thought about Pete Ward, but Pete Ward is a weak against righties. At least Martin has N power against righties. So Martin's going to bat. 1 for 3 today. Elia takes his lead from the stretch on a 3-11 righty, and he bangs it into right field for a base hit. Elia rounding 13, 15. Kirkpatrick +1, 16, and they're going to send him, and the White Sox will cut it off and keep the tying run at first. Sorry, the Angels will cut it off, I should say, and keep the tying run at first base. A runner for Martin. No, we need a hitter for Weiss. And McCraw cannot do both, so he's going to hit. Tom McCraw will bat for the second baseman, Weiss. McCraw on the season. I'm trying to find him. Hitting just 198 with 1 home run. Runners at the corners, 2 down. The pitch from Lee is a 6'4" left-handed fly to center field X. That's going to be a tough chance for Cardinal, a 2E3, good outfielder. Here's the play on an 11. It's the E range, a 7. On an E3, he makes the catch to end the inning. Nice play, Cardinal. 8X, side retired, no runs, 2 hits, 2 left. And now the White Sox need a second baseman. That's going to be Wayne Causey. Causey a 318. Well, we had some drama, Franklin. Heart of the order for the Angels, bottom of the 8th against Wilhelm. Reichart to start it off. He's 1 for 3. There's the pitch from Wilhelm on a 5-4 right-handed. It's a grounder, third base X. That's Buford, 332. Here's the play. On a 5, he makes a fine play and throws him out. Nice play, Buford. 5-3X, 1 down, and here's the first baseman, Norm Seaburn. Seaburn's 1 for 3. Wilhelm flutters it in there on a 5-6 lefty, swung on and missed, strike 3. 2 down, and the batter will be Jim Fregosi. Wilhelm's pitch on a 210 righty, that looks like extra bases, crushed into left center. Double to 17. He's in standing with a double. First hit of the game for Fregosi. It's a double. And that'll get Bobby Knopp to the plate. Knopp 2 for 3 with a home run today. Rogers on deck. Wilhelm will pitch to Knopp. Here's the pitch on a 4-9. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Second K for Wilhelm. That ends the 8th. No runs, a hit, 1 left, and we go to the 9th. It's 4-2 Angels. As always, we will check the Angel defense. Lee will stay on and try to notch his 9th save. Defense looks good. The White Sox will start off the 9th with a pinch hitter for the pitcher. At least they have some players against a right-handed pitcher. The batter will be Pete Ward. Was looking at Ward the last time we needed a pinch hitter. Way to state it there, Bob. I couldn't have said it better. The Angels do seem to be begging Chicago to take it. Angels trying for their 7th win in a row here today. Bob Lee pitching to Pete Ward here in the 9th inning. White Sox need 2 to tie. Here's the pitch on a 3-11 righty. It's a grounder shortstop. Fregosi will take it and throws him out. Ward retired. Top of the order in Ken Berry. Berry 1 for 3 with a walk. Lee's pitch on a 4-7 right-handed. That is a base hit into left center, double denied. It's going to be a double for Ken Berry, and the tying run once again will come to the plate. Berry's 2nd hit of the afternoon. And here comes Don Buford, Tommy Agee to follow. So the White Sox certainly have the right guys coming to the plate. Buford 1 for 2, walked twice. Lee got 1 out in the 7th. Relief endurance 3, so he's not into his 3rd inning yet. Buford batting left-handed. Lee's pitch to Buford is a 4-7 lefty. That's going to drive in a run. Double to 1, single, anything else. It's a run-scoring single for Buford. It's a 4-3 ball game. And the speedy Buford representing the tying run at first with a -4 battery, however, he's down to 13. The Angels taking no chances. They're going to hold him on. That makes him 11. So Lee with a good hold, Rogers with a good arm. And up to the plate steps Tommy Agee. Okay, I don't recognize that number, so we're going to ignore that. Action in the Angel bullpen. It is the right-hander Minnie Rojas throwing. Buford being held. Lee from the stretch. The pitch to Tommy Agee is a 5-9 righty. It's a fly to right field playable. Kirkpatrick drifting over and makes the grab. And the Angels are down to their last out. I mean, shoot, I can't keep him. I can't get it straight today for some reason. My apologies, guys. White Sox down to their last out, and it will be Moose Skowron, who's 0 for 4. Struck out twice. Lee taking his time now. Checks the runner. Runner still being held. The pitch to Skowron on a 5-5 righty, and he walks him. Tying run is now in scoring position. Go ahead run at first. And here's Floyd Robinson. One. Right here begins Lee's endurance inning. So one walk. Buford with great speed, the tying run at second. Skowron very slow, thinking about a pinch runner. They really don't have anybody. They don't have anyone fast, and they don't have another first baseman. Lee not tired. That out was the first out of his endurance inning. He's a 3. Rojas ready to come in. This could be Lee's last batter. Runners take their lead. The pitch to Robinson is a 4-5 lefty. It's a high fly ball to right field. Going back is Kirkpatrick at the track, at the wall. It's gone. Floyd Robinson has just given the White Sox the lead with a dramatic 9th inning home run, a 3-run blast. Holy crap. And the White Sox have flipped the score. It's 6-4 Chicago now. And here comes Rigney. That's going to do it for Lee. Rojas will come in. Lee worked 2 innings. He gave up 5 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, no strikeouts. Floyd Robinson. That's just the 5th home run of the year for Floyd. And Eddie Fisher begins to throw in the White Sox pen. The crowd is stunned. Yeah, hopefully I did that right, Dan. Today I wouldn't bet on me. 11,574 was the crowd. Here's Elia, 1 for 4. Rojas ready to go to work. The pitch is a 4-9 righty. It's a grounder to shortstop X. Fregosi again. 236. Here's the play on a 16. He makes the play, and that's the inning. But the damage is done. White Sox score 4 runs in the 9th off of the Angels stopper, Bob Lee. 4 runs on 3 hits. The big blow, of course, a 3-run blast by Floyd Robinson. And in comes Eddie Fisher. Checking the defense. This is the White Sox bench, okay? 2 catchers and Ron Hansen. In other words, they're out of moves. They can't make any moves. They're out of moves. Fisher 2-1 with 3 saves and a stingy 1.76 ERA, 15 1/3 innings. It'll be Rogers, the pitcher's spot, and Malzone. Bob Cole, you called it. Okay, here's Rogers. 1 for 3 on the day. Batting left-handed against Fisher. Fisher gets the sign from Martin. Here's the windup and the pitch. It's a 3-5 righty. Grounder to first. Skowron will take it to the bag, and there's 1 down. Now it's the Angels who will search for a pinch hitter. Fisher pretty balanced. They trail by 2, so they need base runners. That sounds like a job for the prankster, Jay Johnstone. Johnstone 5 for 15 as a pinch hitter. Fisher into the windup. Pitch to Jay is a 1-4. He lifts it the other way to left field. Barry is there. And now it's the Angels who are down to their last out. And the batter will be Frank Malzone. First at bat of the day for Malzone. He's just 5 for 30 on the year, 167. Fisher with the windup. The pitch is a 3-3 righty. A liner right into the glove of Skowron, and that's the ball game. Holy cow, what a finish. 6-4, the Angels' 6-game winning streak comes to an end at the hands of Floyd Robinson. Well, I think we know who the player of the game is. Fisher, a 1-2-3 ninth for the save. That's, what did I say? That is Fisher's 4th save. That makes a winner out of Wilhelm, who evens his record at 1-1. Wilhelm, in his 2 innings, gave up a hit, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. You got to give a hand all around, too, to the White Sox bullpen today. 5 scoreless innings in relief of LeMay, who just didn't have it. Floyd Robinson is your Chief Spokane Gary player of the game. The totals, the White Sox in winning 6 runs, 11 hits, no errors. The Angels 4 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. Thank you everybody for watching. That was a hell of a finish. I will be back tomorrow, hopefully a little more rested and on the ball. But I'm going to schedule it just a slight bit later, as I have a 12 o'clock appointment that should last an hour. But to be on the safe side, I'm going to make it 1:45 instead of 1:30. And then I will bring you Dodgers at Cubs. Don Drysdale and Dick Ellsworth, a good pitching matchup tomorrow. And that will be 1:45 Pacific, 4:45 Eastern. Until then, thanks once again, everyone. Have a great Friday evening and a great weekend. Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Franklin. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Unmitigated. Thank you to everyone. Mike C is here as well. Thank you, Mike. I made it through. I tell you what, I kind of limped through this one, but hopefully not as road lag tomorrow. I'll bring a little bit more focused game at least. So that means game 500 will be on Sunday, doesn't it? At least that's the way it projects out. I have to touch base with my sister at some point this weekend. So we'll see how that works out. But for now, you know what? I'm going to take a nap. I need it. Thanks again, everyone. Have a great weekend. Hopefully see you tomorrow. Bye for now.